Hey y'all, love, peace, and soul. I'm gonna give some time for some people to come into the room. Thank you for joining me on my daily adventures. I'm on my way to parent teacher. I got my green smoothie. Mm. Listen, let's talk about narcissists and energy vampires. I had about I was in a 10-year almost hit 10 years. 10-year relationship with a narcissist. Okay. I just had a dream just now. I mean, like earlier when I took a nap, about that I was pregnant by him again and was dealing with him. Just that whole energy. Listen, I woke up so grateful. Like, thank you, ancestors, that you took this situation from me, that I no longer have to deal with this anymore. I am so grateful that I am no longer underneath that spell, because let's talk about it. Let's talk about the narcissist now. Now, in layman terms and in the mental health world, they label narcissists as a personality disorder. Hey, precious gift. It's labeled as a borderline personality disorder. Okay. Right? Like in the lines of a sociopath, in the lines of, bipolarism. That's how they classify narcissists, right? And it's very rare that a narcissist will get help. It was at the tail end of our relationship. After he became very abusive, physically abusive, because he'd been have jacked my whole mind up. Okay. And once I was like, okay, something's not right here. I found out he was shooting up. I was like, okay, it's more than what's going on here. Once I found out about narcissism, and I was doing research at work one night, and I was like, this is it. And it said that there's no solution. Like, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the only thing you can do is leave them. Okay, that's the only thing you can do. That you can't try to go get counseling with them, because even if they say, okay, well, I'm gonna get counseling, you right, something's wrong with me, bop 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 dee bop, it's all a front and it's all a ruse just to keep you. They don't take the counseling seriously, and here is why. Because it is an entity that has taken over their vessel. Because I seen it in his eyes. I'm telling you, I've analyzed that whole situation, and I'm putting this out here for anybody who's going through, anybody that's going through it, who's been through it, because it's a never-ending process to heal from narcissistic abuse. You will have to heal. It's going to take years, especially depending on how long you were together in that relationship with a narcissist. Whether it was a parent too, as well. You had a narcissistic parent, not just a lover. Like, it's real serious. And the reason why it's so much damage is because it's an entity that takes over the vessel of the narcissist. Okay. And there's different theories and speculations as to how that entity was able to gain control of their vessel. It's usually due to trauma, abuse, neglect, things that happen to them, especially at a young age. Hey, beloved, I could barely see the chat, but we're going to keep this going. Ooh, that green smoothie is everything. Listen. So, usually, or if they were raised by a narcissistic parent themselves, out of 10, they may turn into a narcissist. Okay? There is an entity, a very low vibrational, like an archon, entity that takes over. Just like there are high-level entities that convene with us and commune with us, there are lower energies. And with a narcissist, they allow that entity to take over. Like, if y'all seen the movie Split, it's almost like that too. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's almost all in the same category, the same ball. They let an entity take over them when, like I said, a traumatic event happened, especially usually at a younger age. And it's like they feel that that entity is able to protect them. That entity is stronger than them. So they allow them to take over their vessel. Okay? And from my personal experience, I'm going to give you examples of how I know it was an entity that took over him. There was one time I remember I came in from work. Once the entity, I seen it in his eyes, the look in his eyes switch. It was like a switch. And the entity took over, and it was just hate. It was hate. He was like, oh, the most profound love. All right, we back. Remember, I'm driving, so it may cut in and out, y'all. But I just want to get this channeling out about these entities, man. Yo, I woke up so grateful, like, thank you! Thank you! I am no longer... Oh. Wait. Okay, I was saying the reason why those lower, you know, the lower dimensional energies can't stand those who are empathic, those that carry a light, because it's too bright for them, because they know that you can see through them. You understand? See, and this was like right after I had started my spiritual journey, because I had started it while he was locked up, while he was, you know, tail end of his bid. Because I knew something wasn't right. So I was like, I need to, you know, soul search. So I started soul searching. But then when he came home, all of that stopped. And I just focused on him, right? So once everything started happening, I started, like I said, doing research, finding out. And this is when I started noticing, after I wound up, you know, letting go of the relationship and I had to get him out my house. Oh, that's another story. How I had to get him out the house, right? Because narcissists, they will never leave you alone. They will never. They may disappear. They may fake breakup with you, you know, because he would do that. He would leave for 2 weeks. He'll come or leave for like 3 days. Won't see him for 3 days. He'll come back, sleep a whole day, take a shower, leave for another 3 days. Stay for 2. Like he thought that was it. I'm telling you, it's an entity. Listen, they can't stand that light because they know that you can see through them. The entity knew who I was before I even did at that point. Okay? And that I was attempting to heal him. You see what I'm saying? And that entity doesn't want to lose its host. Think about Venom, the movie Venom, right? It's a symbiotic relationship that they have, and they're like, no, I can't let you allow him to rid me, because I need a host, and he's a good host. He lets me do what I want to do. He lets me run amok. He lets me feed off of different energies. And the thing about it with energy vampires, with narcissists, right? Not only do they feed off of you, the empath, but they feed off of the host. Which is what's really sad. Is that they're really feeding off of the host. They're feeding off of their weakness, off of their insecurity. And that, in the first place, check out the movie Venom if you didn't see it. Because that's how he was able to gain. He was like, oh yeah, oh, this is a good host. Oh yeah, because he had low self-esteem. And that's why the symbiote was able to take over. Empress, Daisy. So they really feed off of the host. Okay? That's their main supply. Is the person, is the vessel that they took over. And the person is, it's like their soul, their spirit is in the background. Their soul, their spirit only gets to come out at certain times. I'm telling you. If that. They don't take center stage. It's the, because I see, like I said, when I saw the love, that was him. That was my husband. You understand what I'm saying? But then the energy took over. Like, no, we can't allow her to heal him. We can't allow her to, because if he's healed, then he's gonna rid me of him, of his demons. It's literally, and this is what I say about demons, the whole topic of demons being a separate entity or being a facet of ourselves. It starts out as a facet of ourselves, okay? Our fears, our insecurities, our guilt, shame, you know what I mean? But they begin to take a life of their own, or they begin to, it's almost like AI, you know what I mean? They begin to take on a life of their own once you continuously feed them. If you continuously feed your demons, they are going to gain a brain of their own, okay? And then that's when they're going to start running amok in your life. And that's what happened with him for years. In the end, when I came along, my love was attempting to heal him. And yeah, all of that guilt, shame, fears, insecurities, any abuse that we endured, that's what I was saying. That's how, in the beginning, I was saying that's how those symbiotic lowered energies take over the vessel of a narcissist, is through a trauma. It's through them being like abused or neglected as a child. And then that's how they take over. Like, oh, this will be a good host. I can feed off of them. I can feed off of their fears. I can feed off of their insecurities. So, and then another way I knew that the energy was something that took a life of its own. Go ahead. Was when he was sleeping one time, and this is after I just gave birth to our last child, and he was sleeping, and he started talking in his sleep, and he said, see, this is why I don't like you. He wasn't talking to me. This was the entity talking. This is why I don't like you, because you don't keep it real. Who cares if she just had a baby? Baby or no baby, we gonna do us. Literally. Do you hear what I said? We're gonna do us. Us. And I said, yeah. I tried to engage the entity to keep talking, but then it realized what I was doing. And so he just went to sleep. It said it wasn't him. It was the entity that was talking to him. That's why I say they take over the vessel of the person. There is a shell now. And the thing about it is that their spirit is still there. That's the thing. That's what makes, if you're involved in a relationship, that will make you stay and want to work it out with them. Like, yo, they could be healed. And the person that's really inside of them is a good, loving person. And it will make you want to stay. But that entity has taken control. Even that person, the spirit of that person no longer has control over that vessel. So you will only see, that spirit of that person once in a blue moon. That's the thing, you know? And I think the entity allows that to happen because they know that is what will make you stay. Like, all right, let me let them out to play for a little bit. Let me let them out to play for a little bit. But then once they see, like, oh, she's trying to heal him or he's trying to heal her, nah, snatch back. and they take back control, and they put their spirit like, get back there, get back in the lock box, in the lock room, you know what I'm saying, in the secret room. And then they left to watch and see the damage that the entity, but they feel like, you know, it's a stronger part of them. At that point, it's nothing that they can do. At that point, they're like, you know, this is just a part of me. This is the better part of me. They may even feel like this is the better part of me, because this lower vibrational energy allows me to have fun, allows me not to care about rules. Narcissists don't care about no rules, y'all. They don't care about, that's why mine was always locked up. Always. That nigga wreak havoc, you hear me? That nigga wreak havoc. And yo, when I heard that, yo, that's when I was like, yo, there's a spirit in that. That's when I found out. And I was doing the research, and I was like, yeah, man. And I said, no, this is something spiritual. This ain't just a mental thing. This is a spiritual thing. I said, oh no, there's a demon in that nigga. Oh no. But we all have demons. That's why I said it's a thing. But it's a difference when you feed your demons and then they begin to take on a life of their own, and they take over you, and they take control of you. And that is what has happened to the narcissist. Okay? That demon has now gained control and has gotten stronger, you know, has a stronger pull on the vessel, on the body, on the psyche, everything, you know, over their mind even. So, you know, I always tried to implore, like I always tried to, like, even after I broke up with him, times I would try to speak to him. And I would be like, I would call it out. I would be like, yo, I'm not talking to you, demon. I'm talking to, and he'll laugh, or there was times where he'll be quiet. I don't know if he took his ear away from, I don't know, but all I know, I was trying to talk to him like, you gotta heal yourself for this shit. Get rid of that shit that's in you. It's gonna fuck up your life. It's fucking up your life. Da 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 da. Gain control of yourself. I would just like call that shit out, like you. But there's nothing you could do, because that person would have to be the one to gain control of their vessel again. It would have to be that person. Uh-oh, what's going on here? It would have to be that person. Oh, I'm just like trying to take over the whole lane. Yeah. So I woke up grateful. And let me tell you something. Since I got him from around my circumference, like stopped living with him, that was 5 years ago. Over 5 years ago. It's about to be 6. Damn. And I'm still healing from the damage that entity has caused. You know, the soul sucking that I received, like, for real, like, I'm still healing. But I feel like my ancestors let me know, like, girl, listen, don't beat yourself up. You left at the right point in time. I mean, you went back, because like I said, I broke up with him, and it was like, you went back, you had to go back and get Bubby. That's what it was. You had to go back and make Bubby. You wouldn't have your Bubby right now. So you had to go back, get Bubby, and then you left at the right point in time. So don't beat yourself up. Like right now, that nigga's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I know. I'm so sorry. It's just like, it's sad. It's sad. But you gotta let them go. That's their narrative. Because you can't allow them to energy suck you anymore. You can't. That entity that took over them is literally bloodthirsty, soul thirsty. And like I said, they feed off of their host, And then that's why they want to extend themselves to other people. Okay, they want to extend themselves into other people, and then want to potentially cause you to become a narcissist. No. You know, because again, it's opposites. The empath and the narcissist. The empath also can have a tendency to be narcissistic as well. All right, so you can't look like, oh well, you know, I'm the empath, so I'm better than the narcissist, and I am all. No, if you're at the opposite ends, it is one of the same type of energy. That's why narcissists also read energy. They're also psychic. They're also able to read your emotions. That's how they're able to feed off of you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you try to like be cool, like after a while, like once I started reading the strategies of dealing with a narcissist, right? Once I started reading the strategies, so I would just stay calm. Like when he would go off the handle, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I would just let him be like, yeah, you're right. You know, using all the strategies. You're right. Staying calm. Then after a while, he noticed like, oh, you trying to patronize me. Oh, you trying to pay. Oh, you think you slick. I remember he said that. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you so calm? Like, like I remember I was like, oh shit. He done cut on. Because he couldn't read my emotions. That's what it was. That's what scared him probably. So that's when I said I gotta attack this spiritually. Let me tell y'all what I did, y'all, to get him from, because I tried it the Babylon way, like, you know, like the 3D way, like calling the cops when he got abusive. Listen, it didn't work. That didn't work. They were like, oh, you married? They would just write up a report and then just be like, well, why don't y'all go to counseling? Because he would leave the house once the police would come. And they'd be like, well, he's not here right now, so, you know, really nothing we could do. You know, y'all married. Why don't y'all go to counseling? This, that, and the third, and all of that. So I would like change the locks, but then he'll kick the door in. Yo, that nigga was crazy. He'd be like, what do you think you're doing? My kids are here. I don't know what you think you're doing. So that didn't work. So I was like, okay, I was like, all right, I found out this is spiritual. I got to go spiritual on them. So I went to the botanica. I said, I need a spiritual bath. I need a bath. This is when I went to Original Botanica on Webster Avenue in Fordham. All right, all New York heads, you know, that's a big Botanica in the Bronx. All right, and I went there, and that's when what's his name? His name was Chris Oshun, because he passed away, so he transitioned. Chris Oshun used to work out of that shop, and his peoples. And I was like, listen, I need a bath. I need a bath that's going to rid me from a lover that don't want me. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a little mix of everything. I need something special. He was like, I got you. He was like, I got you. So he made a concoction up. I told him what I wanted in it too. A little of, you know, get away from me, a little of this, that. And what I did was, before I got in the bath and I was even ministrating, I spoke into the bath. I was like, I'm gonna put it like this. I was like, I'm gonna put it out this like this, universe. I said, if he's able to change and it's meant for us to be together, then let him change consistently. You know, not just, you know, for act right for a couple of days and then go right back to being a demon. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do too. Like I said, they'll act right. They'll put on a show for a week or two. But then after that, they'll go right back to their antics. So I was like, let it be consistent. Because our anniversary, that's what I'm saying, our 10-year anniversary was coming up. I was like, because I'm not going to be living through this no more. So I was like, let him, you know, let him change. And if not, then let him act up. And then once I know he act up, that's when I'm going to have to go all out. I'm going to have to, you know, call his parole officer on him. I'm going to have to violate a nigga. So that's what I did. And then he came home when I was doing, he was like, oh, what you doing? oh, you taking a little special bath or whatever, da, da, da. And I was like, yeah. Now let me tell you what I found out is why now I know why he was acting funny. So he didn't know I was doing a spiritual bath to get his ass out. That's not what it was, but that's another subject. So I was taking, he was like, oh, okay. So I took my bath. I knew it was spiritual. He was like, damn, the steam is coming off your body when I came out the bath, right? So we sealed it with sex, which I, you know, in hindsight realized that was part of it. And it was some bomb ass shit. It was like I'm telling you, it was the goodbye. It was. He didn't know it. So it had him on, you know, I put it on him. It had him on act right for like 2 weeks. He was like, yo, you know, I be forgetting you my wife. You know how that, all that. I be forgetting you my wife. And Ray Tay Tay, I got to do better by you. And I was like, okay. I didn't get jumpy. I was like, I'm going to watch him for the next month. He got 30 days to show me. So 2 weeks, he was on act right. Then, after the 2 weeks, he started back. Free to be, where you been? Started acting up again. And I was like, yo, if he puts his hands on me, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. He was verbally, psychologically, he started off. That's how they start off. Verbally, psychologically abusing me. It was horrible. And then he put his hands on me, and that was it. And in front of the children, again, I was like, the children don't deserve this. Even if I could put up with it, I was like, the children don't need to be putting up with this. That's when I was like, yo, you need to leave. He was like, no, bitch. No, I ain't leave. We gonna kill each other today. And I was like, oh, trigger. I was like, you know what? You right. I'll leave. He had my phone. The only thing I had was a Metro card. And I don't even know if I had my ID. I think I just had my Metro, or I went and bought a Metro card. I had money and my keys. I didn't have nothing else. And I just grabbed my coat. And I was like, you know what? You right. I'll go get some air. Because I seen that nigga had a knife in his hand. I was like, oh no, he ain't killing me in front of my babies. So I went to the precinct. Again, them niggas couldn't help me. Oh, well, if he's on parole, why don't you call the parole officer? I was like, yo, I called the parole officer. They was like, come down, we got you. And I had to, because my life and my children's life depended on it. So I had to violate him. Yo, that nigga was shocked. He was shocked. Like, he couldn't believe it. Right? But he kind of knew. He knew he was going overboard. But that's how I was able to get him out. Even though I had to make sure that he went to jail for a while. Because I was trying to find a way to move out. Because I was like, I need to move. Because he's just going to, and sure enough, when he got out of jail, he came and was kicking down my door again. Listen, I say this to say, anybody who has dealt with narcissistic abuse, whether it's from a relationship, yeah, for real, yep. Yeah, I saved his, yeah, so yeah, somewhat, because he's still, right now, his life is real jacked up right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no other woman is putting up, trying to heal him like how I was trying to heal him. Nobody's putting up with his shit. So he's like living like a transient existence right now. Always in and out of jail. Can't do nothing for his babies. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And he know for sure he ain't coming back this way. He already know, like, that's a lost cause. So, listen, I say that just heal yourself. That's all you could do. And that's what I learned from that whole experience was stop focusing on trying to heal other people when you have to heal yourself. Stop trying to love other people more than you love yourself. That was the jewel from that whole relationship. was never love anyone else more than you love yourself. And that was what messed me up. How I allowed that type of energy into my existence was because I didn't love myself. So then that's when I became, started my journey on loving myself. So that's why I woke up like, thank you, ancestors, thank you. I woke up today like, thank you. Oh, I love myself. That's right. Every pound, all of my fupa, nigga, it's all right. It's all right because I love myself. Oh, I will never. And then that's another thing too, and for the future, because I even noticed, because I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm beyond that. Ray Tay said, but when I am faced with the prospect of another relationship, I freeze, and it's a subconscious thing. It's not in the forefront. It's in the subconscious. What needs to be healed in dealing with that experience, because I'm like, I never want to be in that predicament again. I never want to be deceived like that again. But in that dream, it's like my ancestors let me know, like, you'll be able to see a narcissist from a mile away. You'll be able to read that type of energy quickly now. And you love yourself now. So therefore, you will never allow that type of energy into your circumference, and we won't allow it. My higher self is like, girl, I already done took the wheel. What you talking about? Don't you see that? This is why you still single. It's because, the person that you're supposed to be with, it's not time yet. It's just not time yet. Okay? So we're not going to allow anybody around you. They could try, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh my God, I'm late for parent teacher. Oh my God, no. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm here at the baby's school, about to do parent teacher night. Thank y'all for listening to my story. I wasn't trying to go like all deep into my story, but hey, it just happened. It just happened. I'll park it. It just happened. I guess I had to release that. That was part of my releasing. I had to release that energy, that part of my story. Because I'm grateful every day I don't have to deal with that type of energy anymore. I'm just so happy and grateful. I don't got to deal with that shit. I tell you. So yes. Yep. You can smell them a mile away. I couldn't even see all the comments. I'm going to read them again. Yep. You can smell them away now. Yeah, you can know. You know. Those demonic energies. Yep, that's right. And just leave. And even if you got to leave. You just got to do it. But I was the one paying the rent out in that. My ancestors was like, you ain't going nowhere. He can't pay that rent no way. We going to get him out. That was the thing, They was like, nah, we going to get him out. Yeah, it does feel. That's why you ain't free to be, huh? It does feel good to be free, don't it? And let me tell you, there's brothers going through the same thing too. There are narcissistic women as well. It's not just narcissistic men. Okay? So with the brothers, it's even worse because they'll play the damsel in distress. And it's like, you got to be Captain Save a Hoe. No, you don't have to be Captain Save a Hoe. You need to save yourself. Okay? So the brothers that's going through narcissistic relationships too, you got to leave her alone. You don't have to, even if you have children with her, you got to leave her in the dust. You're going to have to leave her. Yeah, I think that's worst. When a man has to deal with a narcissistic woman. Yeah, I feel it is worse because there's not much protection for the man because they will do those women will do things like, oh, he's abusing me, will do the opposite when he's really not, and try to get him locked up, will lie on him, do all kind of things to have control over the man. Okay, and I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's sad. um and the man probably even blames himself, because that's, like I said, for me, I blamed myself for a long time. I blamed myself for allowing that energy into my circumference. Um, but for the brothers, you really gonna have to, like, and then it's like they may have children. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, girl. Oh my God. Listen, you're gonna have to get help. You're gonna have to get people on your side, family members on your side. Get custody of the children if you can. Straight up. If you could get custody, try your best to get custody for the men. Because the children don't need to be with a narcissistic parent. I'll tell you that right now. Um, Damn, what else I was gonna say for that? Ooh, that dynamic is bad. Yeah, but I've seen it. But I'm gonna see y'all on the check-in, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all a little later. Thank you for joining me again and listening to my story. Um, and just heal yourself. Basically, if you've been through that situation, it's a continual process, and just continuously be grateful that you are no longer in it. And if you're attempting to get out of it, know that you will get out of it, and know that your ancestors will allow you to get out of that situation. All right, so I'm gonna see you. Peace.